Message of January 25th, 2025. Dear children, in this year of grace, I invite you to conversion. Place God, dear children, at the center of your life, and the fruits will be love for your neighbor and the joy of witnessing. And the holiness of your life will be an authentic testimony of faith. Thank you for having responded to my call.
It was the beginning of a new year. The world, still marked by so much pain and hope, was opening itself once again to a great opportunity, the gift of a new beginning. And amid this atmosphere of beginnings and promises, the maternal voice of Mary echoed from Medjugorje, bringing an invitation that is at once gentle and urgent. Dear children, in this year of grace, I invite you to conversion. A year of grace. How often do we hear this expression without grasping its depth? A year of grace is more than just a calendar cycle. It is more than a sequence of days passing by. It is a sacred time, a favorable moment, a gift from heaven. It is the time when God, with infinite patience, offers us new opportunities to return to his heart. It is the time when mercy opens wider, and the call to conversion resounds as a call of love. Mary invites us. She does not impose. She does not demand. She invites, like a mother who respects the freedom of her children, but who, knowing the dangers ahead, never tires of pointing the way to life. And what is conversion? It is much more than adjusting some behaviors. It is much more than making New Year's resolutions. Conversion is placing God at the center of life. Place God, dear children, at the center of your life. How often do we say that we love God, yet keep him at the margins of our days? How often is he remembered in moments of need, but forgotten in daily living, in our choices, in our plans? Mary calls us to an inner reordering. She asks that God not be one love among many, but the love that gives meaning to all others. That God be the center around which everything revolves. Our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams, our decisions. And then Mary reveals to us, when God occupies the center, the fruits inevitably appear. The fruits will be love for your neighbor and the joy of witnessing. True love for God does not isolate us from others. On the contrary, it opens us to our brothers and sisters. Those who truly love God begin to see in their neighbor a brother, a face deserving care, respect, and mercy. Love for God generates visible fruits: generous service, sincere forgiveness, patience in trials, a welcoming embrace for those who suffer. It is not possible to love God and ignore others. It is not possible to place God at the center and live indifferent to the wounds of the world. And there is another fruit, just as beautiful and necessary: the joy of witnessing, the joy of telling the world, through words and actions, God is real, God is love, God transforms lives. It is the joy of the first Christians, who, even under persecution, radiated hope. It is the joy of the saints, who did not need eloquent speeches, because their very lives proclaimed the truth. It is the joy that springs from the certainty of being loved by God, and from the desire to lead others to that same love. Mary, with her maternal wisdom, does not promise us an easy path. She speaks of beauty, but also of the demands of a journey. And the holiness of your life will be an authentic testimony of faith. Holiness is not a prize for a few. It is not a distant ideal reserved only for mystics. Holiness is the call for each of us. It is to live ordinary life in an extraordinary way. It is to do what needs to be done, with love, with faith, with fidelity. Holiness is to pray, to work, to love, to forgive, to smile, to suffer, all united to God. Holiness is to be, in the world, a living reflection of Christ. And when we live like this, our life becomes a silent yet powerful testimony. A testimony that doesn't need long speeches, but that draws hearts, because it reflects something the world no longer easily finds: the light of faith, the peace of the soul, the serene joy of belonging to God. As this message closes, Mary, with her inexhaustible tenderness, says to us, "Thank you for having responded to my call." She thanks us. She rejoices in us. She believes in us, even knowing our weaknesses, our faults, our resistances. She looks at us with eyes of pure love and encourages us to start anew. Always. This year of grace is more than a number on a calendar. It is an open door. It is a divine opportunity. It is a time of decision. May we, with courage and humility, say our yes. Place God at the center. Let Him be the light that guides every step, and allow our lives, with all their struggles and hopes, to become an authentic testimony of faith. Because, in the end, what will give meaning to everything will not be what we have achieved for ourselves, but what we allowed God to achieve in us.